Hi guys, welcome to Sri Srinivasa Shorthand Institute. 150 words per minute dictation, 5 minutes duration. Start. I welcome this opportunity of meeting all of you friends connected with the Indian press in such an intimate manner. On your society are presented a large number of leading newspapers in the country, and I take it that through cooperative effort, your society has well looked after the business interests of the member newspapers, keeping in view the importance of the newspaper industry and the great power which newspapers as conveyors of news and formers of public opinion wield. It would be correct to say that your society is connected with a vital aspect of national life. Like all other industries and in fact all the national activities, the newspapers are also called upon to adjust themselves to changing conditions from time to time. During our struggle for independence, the nationalist press played a great part which will ever be remembered by the nation with appreciation. After freedom, the role of the press may be said to have changed to a large extent. The foreign power withdrew and the accredited leaders of the people stepped in to take its place. It was but natural that the press, at any rate, a large section of it, should review its policy in view of this fundamental change, namely preservation of the freedom already won. By and large, our newspapers have conducted themselves credibly since independence. I am glad to say that they have not only strengthened the hands of authority and lent their support to it in matters of crucial national importance, but they have also not failed to be critical whenever independence of judgment or honest difference of opinion demanded it. Whatever the editorial policy of a paper, in the ultimate analysis, it must be judged by the fearless or honest expression of its views on matters of moment. Unlisted support to causes which deserve it and legitimate criticism of policies which merit it is, I believe, the motto which an average reader would like the newspapers to follow. In a country where freedom of expression is guaranteed by its impartial views, opinions, and objective appraisal of things, the press is expected to guide public opinion. This is a function as important as the dissemination of news and information among the people. The newspaper industry in India is about 100 years old. During this period, it has made rapid strides and gained considerably in power and influence so as to earn the title of fourth estate. But when we compare the Indian press with the press in other advanced countries, we seem to be far behind them in respect of most of the developmental aspects, particularly circulation. Low percentage of literacy in this country is the principal cause of inadequate circulation of newspapers. It is gratifying, however, that lately circulation figures of most of the papers have shown improvement. Now that literacy is gradually spreading and Indian language newspapers are also going ahead, I should think this upward trend will continue till our newspapers have reached a circulation comparable with that of the papers of other countries. It would not be wrong to say that the newspaper industry is somewhat different from other productive industries. In fact, that only common thing between this industry and others is that both are run on commercial lines and come under a common factor. But leaving aside this common factor, the newspaper industry seems to differ from other industries in many ways. None of the other industries carries with it such a heavy responsibility for national consideration and giving expression to a people's views, aims, and aspirations as the newspaper industry. Publication of newspapers and journals all over the world began, first of all, as a mission, as a means to propagate certain views. At that stage, economic aspect of this business does not seem to have been in the picture. Gradually, as the readership of papers and journals increased and as they began to be used as an advertisement medium, the commercial motive began to influence them and consequent upon the employment of large number of hands. and the dependence of production on expensive and up-to-date mechanical equipment, it came to be known as an industry. The motive of free service in a missionary spirit had by now been discarded as outmoded and unpractical. Perhaps this evolution of the newspaper industry is natural and in keeping with the spirit of the times. But even though publication of journals is now full-fledged industry, it can never divest itself completely from a kind of moral tone and purposeful national service.